that beat nice.
Alright, let's go.
Epidemic. You got me feeling good tonight.
We all in, we all in, we all in, you dig?
Other guys that do me right.
Thank you, sir.
DTFradio.com. Your boy DJ Epidemic gonna set right now.
Boy, I'm feeling naughty.
Alright, let's go. Brand new music on that.
Things I like.
You sure?
Alright.
I stay in Dior, ain't no better fly. Heard your horoscope is a Gemini. My sex game good, never tell a lie. Please don't fall in love with this ghetto guy. Hit it from the back to the front. She ain't leave my trap in a month. Broke up 2 extra and passed to the blunt. So I could do you right, do the night. The mood is right, could you invite? Told Alexa, I would never stress her.
No.
Cause nobody do it better than me.
Nobody do it better, baby.
And nobody get it wetter than me.
Let's make a movie on your iPhone. Take it back to the crib, relax and lay low. Strip down, turn around, a little head pull, then it's back to the whip, roll down the window. You got me feeling good tonight. Yeah. Them other guys, they do me right. Do me right.
DJ Epidemic.
Boy, I'm feeling naughty. Do the dirty things I like. Alright, lick me up, boy, you make me wanna feed. You make me wanna scream. I can't cause I'm clenching my teeth. Got that laugh just so wrong. Haven't felt this way in so long. In your selection, is it something real? Was never your intention. So let's stay with this deal. Let me take a ride and fantasize in the back of your car with you gripping my thigh. It'll take a lot to change my mind with you smoking my lungs. Baby, give me that high. I want you to place it all inside.
Alright, let's go. You already know how you moving, right?
Then blur the line. You got me feeling good tonight. Got me feeling good. Them other guys, they do me right. Oh, no, I'm crazy about it. Boy, I'm feeling naughty. Do the dirty things I like. Alright.
Got me running it back in my mind. Baby, I had to pause, gotta rewind.
DJ Epidemic.
How you make it feel new like the first time. It's real familiar. I don't wanna do too much, but there's something
DJ Epidemic.
made me wanna get you right. You remind me. Feel like I already know you, even though I don't know you. You remind me.
Alright, let's go. The Big Show, DTFradio.com. You already know how you moving, right?
Never knew. Never had a feel like this. Never had a feel like this. I know you got the vibes, lady. Got me on a high, baby. Never had a feel like this. Never had a feel like this. I know you got the vibes, lady. Got me on a high, baby.
DJ Epidemic.
My first mistake was I wanted too much time. I had to have it morning, noon, and night. Yeah, I would have known then the things that I know now. I might not have lost the time I complain about. Don't waste your time fighting life. Mind and thoughts of despair. Hold on to the land. Hold on.
Alright, let's go. Brand new Chris Brown, 7th Street. You already know how you moving. DTFradio.com. It's the Big Show, you dig? Here we go. Here we go.
I know we love, but now we're each other know, and we don't mind, 'cause you're still mine. If we keep it up, then maybe these 2 wrongs might make it right. Don't tell nobody. We ain't looking to hurt him. So good that we doing him dirty. I won't say no. I can't say no. Oh, his calls I've been ignoring. We up all night until the morning. I can't say no. Oh,
DJ Epidemic, the record breaker.
So remember, hit me up on that Instagram, right? At DJ Epidemic, it is.
DJ Epidemic.
Turn it up.
With my girl
my phone face down. Hope you don't call when she's around. I know that you're feeling now. All we know is touch and go. But now she looking at me different. I've been leaving and telling her that it's business. We mix bad with good intentions. All we know is no control. We ain't looking to hurt them. So good that we doing them dirty. I won't say no. I can't say no. Because I've been ignoring. We up all night until the morning. I can't say no. Ooh,
you gon' get me all over the drama. Over you, we don't feel guilty. The more that we keep thinking, baby, you even have to know. Just leave it alone.
DJ Epidemic.
But I guess you didn't know. As I said, a story told. Baby, now I got the flow. Cause I knew it from the start. Maybe when you broke my heart, that I had to do my name. I'm sure you that I win. You love me. All those times I said that I love you. You love me. Yes, I tried. Yes, I tried. You love me. Even though you know I died for you. You love me. Yes, I cry. Yes, I cry. Return of the man. Return of the man. Return of the man. Oh my God. You know that I've been here. I am. Return of the man. Once again. Return of the man.
R.I.P. the furl. I promise you ain't nothing like these LA girls. And we can sip slurricane, listening to Earl. Who knew we'd bring the bay to the world? Love letters to you, hit different than any I wrote. I sent flowers to your office, hope you get the note. I put an inside joke between us right there in the quote. I'll sing your praises all day, I'll hit the Whitney note. Cause you're my queen, all that I need, got it I mean. Radiohead and rainbows, ultralight beams. This warplace more like tennis, don't need a team. It's just me and you and it's everything that it seems for real.
Come on, let's do some things we never do. Inside, you drive. So what I need, don't turn down now. Tell me if you need a time now. Girl, it's just you and us, baby. Fall in love with you playing. Just yeah.
Know you feel boxed in, let me get you out your mind frame. Just know I'm serious, I ain't into playing mind games. We could go rounds, I wanna eat it like an entree. Favorite position, I be hitting that all kind of ways. You throw it back, I spent 3 stacks, I feel like Andre. You in the Zodiac, so tell me what your sign say. Won't take you left for granted, it could all be gone today. Let's get away, tug off, way out in Monterey. You said you scared of heights, but I know you ain't scared to ride. Come where I reside, put them panties to the side. And when you mad, made me love when we collide. Could tell I was invited, how you let me come inside. Made me switch plans, had to change up the course. And we know that love don't feel the same when it's forced. You could pick, we hopping out the range of the Porsche. Now you mad, slapping lemonade in a Porsche. Relax,
let's go. DTFradio.com. The Fix Show, you know how you moving, right? Let's go. DJ Epidemic on the set right now. Brand new Chris Brown, G-Eazy. You already know how you moving, right? Let's go.
You in my city. Don't take it easy on you. Never let you love nobody else. Baby, I'ma keep you up all night. Sexy and don't keep it from. He ain't me, I look better. Come on, baby, I need you. I'm forever endeavor. Just love me. Come on, let's do some things we never do. Inside, you drive. So what I need, don't turn down now. Tell me if you need a time now. Girl, it's just you and us, baby. Fall in love with you playing. Just yeah.
DJ Epidemic, the record breaker.
Let's go. Let's listen to the vibes right now, right? One day I walk to the park. Here we go. One day I walk to the park. One day I walk to the park. That be where I meet sweetheart. Combo oh so smart, stimulated oh so hot. Trying to say murmur. Then I tell fe. Now there be de. Sad no de. All she wanna do is dance. Kiss me, let it do it fast. Touch me, she don't give me chance. Money long, me don't need advance.
And the walk and the movement, and the move and the walking, and the walk and the movement, and the move and the walking. Abna Roda, Charlie Picture, Abna Roda, Charlie Photo.
You dance like it's your birthday. I know everyone around you feeling thirsty.
Listen, you already know what type of vibe I'm on, right? Brand new music on that. Here we go.
You dance like it's your birthday. I know everyone.
Listen.
Is feeling thirsty.
Here we go.
So it's your birthday. You dance like it's your birthday.
DJ Epidemic, the record breaker.
Here we go.
DJ Epidemic.
Listen, shout out to everybody celebrating their birthday right now. DTFradio.com, your boy DJ Epidemic, we're gonna set right now. Here we go.
I say you dance like it's your birthday. So let's pop another bottle, cause it's your name. Dance like it's your birthday. Dance like it's your birthday. Take it easy on them. Do I go too crazy or go piss breezy on them? And me I say left, then right, side to side and slide. Shimmy, shimmy, brush it off now. Keep emotion going all night. Just keep dancing like you see nobody else now. Your energy runs right through the room. You dance like it's your birthday. I know everyone around you feeling thirsty. It is like it's your birthday. It is like it's your birthday. I see you dance like it's your birthday. So let's pop another bottle, cause it's your name. It is like it's your birthday. It is like it's your birthday.
Listen, DTFradio.com, your boy DJ Epidemic on the set right now. If it's your birthday, we want to know about it, alright? We got a couple events coming up. Listen, March 18th, New York City will be back to 50% capacity, right? So you know it's getting nice outside, right? So you know I gotta step out, right? So listen, let's start celebrating these birthdays right, alright? You already know the deal. DJ Epidemic on the set right now. Where all my birthday people at? Where my quarantine babies at?
You dance like it's your birthday. I know everyone around you feeling thirsty.
Let's go.
It is like it's your birthday. It is like it's your birthday. I say you dance like it's your birthday. So let's pop another bottle, cause it's your name. It is like it's your birthday. It is like it's your birthday.
Shout out to my ladies on the check-in right now. Yo, Black Lion Sound, what up? Bermuda on the check-in. Oh, heavy. Yo, this record right here is hard. Listen. Yo, DJ Stat.
Easy on him. Do I go too crazy?
Where you get this from?
Crazy on him. Shimmy, shimmy, brush it off.
Let's go.
Emotion going all night. Just keep dancing like you see nobody else now. Your energy runs right through the room. You dance like it's your birthday. I know everyone around what you feeling Thursday.
Okay.
It just like it's your birthday. It just like it's your birthday. I see you dance like it's your birthday. So let's pop another bottle, cause it's Sunday. It just like it's your birthday. It just like it's your birthday.
DJ Epidemic, the record breaker.
You're so juicy, unruly. But you give me love, give me that good love, like Lucy.
Here we go, here we go.
Roll back on the rip, on it up, girl, make it roll out. Body bad, make a rude boy look. Let me see your work, yeah, like me see Elliot. Keep your body moving all night. Just keep dancing like you see nobody else now. Your energy, it runs right through the room. You dance like it's your birthday. I know everyone around you feels
DJ Epidemic.
Not important. Not that I don't want to pretend like I was a white man or a black man.
Listen.
I just want the people to hear my music.
Like I said before, it's getting nice outside, right?
The talent is on the turntable.
So you know how it's going down. Tap in with me. March 28th. Just tap in with me. Alright? Here we go. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
Passion, 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 passion.
Okay, we drinking good today. We drinking good today.
Passion from miles away. Passive at the things you say. Passing up on my way.
DJ Epidemic.
Out in Brooklyn, where it's always the Brooklyn. I was cruising with my favorite gang. This night by, cause we heard that it was tight high. We was moving, doing our thing. Just standing up and silent, and the place was starting wildin', and this one guy took control of.
Listen, we have a very special guest in the building tonight.
That fella like the party,
alright.
like you ain't heard no.
So let's rock out.
It was one man, and it turned it out. I wonder why. Is it greatest DJ? I wonder why. But you never did. Ooh, I wonder why. Is it greatest DJ? I wonder why. Kiss it better, baby. Waiting on that sunshine, boy, I think I need that.
Check it. I got a couple of announcements to make today. I've been moving real quietly. Today y'all gonna know what I've been up to too, alright? I got something to say.
She want that old thing back, pretty young thing with that OG crack. Straight savage when I got my Fenty on. Do the Douce when it touch a deli on. She got a man and he stuck in the feds. Said he gon' kill me cause she up in my bed. We wear chains that are psyched to knocks. Only G7s when the flights apart. Stash Bezos and Turks and Caicos. Dapper Dan Dawn, the first to break those. Now back to Caicos, throw your rollies in the sky, my guys will take those. Lower East Side, I'm up in there by. See me on the floor with Obi courtside. Baddies on deck, you know I'm loving them. Still in the meeting with Cali. Another one.
Waiting on that sunshine, boy, I think I need that back. Can't do it like that. No one else gon' get it like that. So why are you yeah? Would you take me back? Who cares when it feels like crack? Well, you know that I always do it right.
Crack man and I'm out of the game. Silk shirts and a couple of chains. I go deeper and deeper. Sign a prenup, you know it's cheaper to keep up. Crack work in a two-seater. Put you in Milan, you can kick your feet up. Take that, we can ring in the dawn. I told you.
Let's put it down, baby. What? Yeah. Somebody left the lion out the den. I come flying out the wind. Whatever you trying about the end, Kane's coming. Let me explain something. We boots in place. You couldn't shine around me wearing a suit for mace. And that gruesome face, G, cock the hammer. Let's test the stamina or make me smile if you don't plan the camera. I wreck your jaws with extra foes just because I have
Whatever you try, you're about to end. Game's coming. Let me explain something. We root someplace. You couldn't shine around me wearing a suit for Mace. And that gruesome face, G, cock the hammer. Let's test his stamina or make him smile like he on candid camera. I wreck your jaws with extra force just because I have no respect for yours against the boss. Nigga, check your drawers. Don't let it get to where I have to sun ya. And going back, you wonder. Put holes inside your chest like acupuncture. Give me a reason to flip. I put these in your lip. Be laid up with IVs in your wrist and you bleed when you piss. Presence alone make the hardest cats soften. Put niggas in the coffin. Play daddy to a female orphan. I keep it heated while so many get deleted. And you close to being the next one to meet it. And I
The chandeliers glare, mahogany floors, house on the shore with the balcony doors. Marble walls like it's Carnegie Hall. Armies of whores walk around in their doors. Mountains of roar, water fountains pour. Take a tour, safe from the floor. Drape them galore, paper galore. Master suite, dinner table for four. Sitting on 4 acres or more. Grapes on my door, scraping the floor. Roman Capone, gold phone, take me to war. Sip the Henny Rock straight with a straw. Loving the cabbage. Money stashes up in the mattress. Fucking the actress. Bless a finger with 10 carats. Magic graphic. My suit fabric. Soup smooth shoes Jurassic. Rip everything from new to classic. Bulletproof jackets and move drastic. Package the heroin and blue plastic. Put blue racket. Jim Luciano with the drug traffic. Homicides a thug habit. Let you through.
All right, let's go. We got Tony Touch in the building tonight.
Let me start from the beginning at the top of the list. P double dispose of rap garbage, expose novice, trash style niggas try hardest. Clowns attempt to rap, get slapped the farthest. I'm P like the stink urine in your staircase. Nigga from me stay the most distant. You out of place, grind rhyme. My story too fast for prime time, so I don't give a fuck about MTV. On any radio station, they won't play me. They own kids, give me spins on tapes and CDs. Infamous first infantry tees. Army green, so it matching fatigues. Desert Storm 10, done damn. I can see it, let's bid. My whole clique blow sticks and fears. Abolition, cancel your position. Don't ever in your life for living, challenge my division. You thought we nice, your rhymes on the L, niggas fear. There's something for the people, I know what they wanna hear.
Yeah, man. We are live on the Pick Show, DTFradio.com. Before I introduce my special guest and only guest, and let me tell y'all something, we usually book 2-3 guests, but today we're giving the entire 2 hours, if he wants it, to himself. We ain't even booked nobody else. I ain't even want nobody else in the studio today. You know what I'm saying? So before I introduce my guest, though, DJ Epidemic, what's up? We haven't been in the studio in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Took a little vacation real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you feeling? You good?
I'm good, man. Just been making moves.
Okay, I see you. Right. Okay. We got our sponsor coming through in a little while with a little gift for Tony Touch. Shout out to Lifted Tees.
Already.
We got something in the books for you today, Tony. You know, you're gonna go home right today. You know what I'm saying? But me, I just been low key. I've been low key with it. You know, doing little things here and there. But today is really not about me or you, Epidemic. It's about this legendary DJ / artist / producer / writer / everything. Like I don't know what he ain't got his hands on. You know what I'm saying? But just to introduce him right now, I don't know what you've been up to if you don't know who this man is. He go by the name of DJ Tony Touch, legendary. He is in the building for the first time ever here on the Fix Show. I mean, he came through in the beginning when we started this platform, you know, just to support. But this is his first time on an interview on this platform. And I got to say, I ain't even going to lie, Tony. Even though, you know, we friends and we work with each other from time to time, I'm a little nervous on this interview. This is my first interview that I'm nervous, man, because there's some things I've been wanting to ask you. And you know, I respect your craft so much. I respect your resume so much. I respect what you brought to this entire music industry, man. And I really want to start from the bottom, if you don't mind, man. I want to start from the beginning, if you don't mind, man. So, you know, we got the legendary DJ Tony Touch in the building for the first time, DTFradio.com, the Fix Show. Let's start from 99, man. 99, you came out with a mixtape called Can't Sleep on the Streets, right? Can't Sleep on the Streets, right? 1999, man. This was like before mixtapes became really, really big. Am I right? This was in an era where the mixtapes was like starting out, like in the 90s.
I mean, yeah, you say you want to start in the beginning, you're going to have to go a little bit
Go back to
before
69, 70s? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the 70s.
No, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
99, it was at its like, it was right there at its peak, more or less. But, I mean, the tape game for me started like in 91, started playing in 86, was running around, early 80s.
Right.
I'm old head, but not that old.
But before mixtapes, you was doing the b-boy thing, you was doing the break dancing, right? You was just coming into it, right? Before you started doing the mixtapes.
Like every other kid on the corner,
right?
We was just out there,
Right.
But for me, 86 is when I picked up the DJ craft, and then moving up into like 91 is when I started putting tapes. This year makes 30 years of like my whole mixtape hustle.
That's crazy, man, and it's bugged out because later during the interview, I want to ask you something that was said about mixtapes a couple of days ago, and I want to ask you a question about it, but we're gonna talk about it later. So, for me, my introduction to you as a DJ, as a mixtape DJ, was when I first went to Burkina. I said this on Instagram a couple of days ago. When I first went to Burkina, and I bought one of your mixtapes. I forgot which one I bought first, but I know the last one I bought. The last one that I bought in Burkina, because Burkina had moved, was Tony Touch number 48. That was one of my favorite mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? And I've always respected your intros to your mixtapes were always super dope.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember going into Burkina all the time. This is when he was on Houston Street, and I would spend my last $15, $20 on your mixtapes, man. It was you. It was you. I said this on Instagram the other day. It was you, G-Vo the Pro, Doo-Wop, Mr. C, DJ Juice, K Slay, Clue, Green Lantern. My money went on you guys. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it was you and G-Vo that I had a lot of y'all mixtapes. And Mr. C. I'll never forget the Mr. C mixtape with Biggie. It was a blue cover with black lettering on it. And it was an actual tape. That was the best of Biggie. I will never forget that mixtape. But my last Tony Touch joint was number 48. That was the last mixtape that I got from Burkina before I switched over to doing the CDs and everything. You know what I'm saying? But you come from Brooklyn, right? For people who don't know, you from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Born and raised Brooklyn.
That's right.
Right. So you Brooklyn head, man. For some reason, I always thought you was from Queens for some reason. Before I started to know you personally.
Yeah, born in East New York.
Right.
Spent a lot of years in like Bushwick, Canarsie.
Right.
I'm a Brooklyn head. But I lived all over the Bronx, lived in the Lower East Side,
Right.
I stayed, in Spanish Harlem. Like I lived all over the city, but I'm a Brooklyn head.
As far as it's crazy because for me, I'm from the Lower East Side, born and raised, and music and the mixtape game was different in the Lower East Side. As far as regional wise, how was it being from Brooklyn, being a mixtape DJ from Brooklyn, and getting your stuff, getting your mixtape out there? You know what I'm saying? Because Harlem was very popular. You had a lot of popular DJs from Harlem. You had some DJs from Queens and BX. How was it being, Puerto Rican DJ from Brooklyn getting your mixtapes out there back in the day?
I mean, one block at a time. There were a lot of shops in Brooklyn that supported the movement, like Music Factory and Beach Street Records, and the stores like where I worked at, Music Hut back in the day, Bushwick. So I mean, there were a lot of spots, a lot of stores and stuff, and the movement in Brooklyn was strong. Of course, it was. Harlem had it, was more popular for it, especially with its history, but, coming from Brooklyn, it was challenging, but we broke through, man. There was also other guys out there like Mr. C and Evil D, P.F. Cuttin and guys that were putting out mixes that were like, had notoriety in Brooklyn. So there was a few of us, you know what I mean?
What was it? Was it ever? Were there ever walls put in place because of the fact that you was Puerto Rican and you from Brooklyn? But was that ever a problem for you being a Puerto Rican DJ?
Nah, not really. Not here in New York, because New York is a melting pot, you know.
Right.
Maybe outside of New York, you
Right.
know, a little something, you
Right.
know. But here in New York, I mean, it went hand in hand, Puerto
Right.
Rican, black over here,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But and there were a lot of DJs at that time that still, like DJ Nuff was on the scene.
Right.
And, you know, so there was Puerto Ricans out here doing it. Charlie Chase, of course, with his history.
Right.
And so, you know, maybe not enough of us doing it, but we had a good amount of repping out there.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to Tito Puente Jr. He's on the IG right here in front of you right now.
Puente Jr.
Right. Shout out to Tito Puente,
So
man.
you're on like 18 platforms.
Yeah, we on
right?
different platforms right now. You know what I'm saying? You're on my this iPad is my IG live right here, and then we're on YouTube and all that. Thank you, man. Being around you for a long time now, I would say close to 10 years I've been around you already. You know what I'm saying? I've seen so much respect given to you from all sides, man. I've seen so many people just give you that respect that you can't buy, that respect that has to be earned, man. Like, how was it coming up in this hip hop game and earning that respect? Like, what were some of the things that you went through that kind of like helped you pay your dues and things that would be different now for DJs to do?
I mean, it was just a lot of grind, you know. Work
Just
ethic.
parties, just DJing.
You know, the work ethic was crazy, you know, and I stayed consistent. You know, I didn't take no breaks. There was no taking a year off. Nothing. Once I started the wave, it's been like, you know, a 30-year wave since.
Right.
You know? Some highs, some lows, but always consistent, you know, like as far as, you know, whether, you know, there was like an album in the works or I was quiet for whatever, there was always something happening, you know?
But for mixtapes back in the day, like there had to be a process for you, because when I listened to your mixtapes, like your intros, and I said this on Instagram again, I'm gonna refer back to that again. Your intros alone were legendary. You know what I'm saying? And there's not a lot of DJs who had dope intros to their mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Like your intros were like a crazy piece of art, man. What was that process like, making these mixtapes back in the days and making these intros that were really like artistic, man, in a lot of different ways? What was your process like?
I mean, you know, I had to get the listeners' attention, man. There were a lot of guys out there putting product out, and you know, I had to figure out ways to get the listeners' attention if they want to, like, say, you know, let me hear the beginning of a tape, whatever. Like a lot of kids used to go in the stores, and before they buy, they'd be like, yo, what's either like they hear what's playing, or they'll be like, let me hear it for like the first few seconds. Or even after you cop it, you know, you want to just get them right off the top. And so, you know, I put extra work into my intros for a very long time, you know, and then did the whole multi-track thing, which of course G-Bo the Pro and Double R are very famous for. And they're doing like, they would do like their whole tapes like that, you know.
Right.
Their whole tape was like production, you know, and that takes time, you know. I was spitting out tapes more often, so I would just focus maybe like on a dope 5-10 minute intro and then off to the music, and it should just be live, you know?
Right. I remember those intros, man. Those intros were so legendary, man. So going back to the albums, you went from mixtapes to actually producing, writing your own albums. You got to deal with Tommy Boy, right? You got to deal with Tommy Boy. That was the first album, which was The Peacemaker. That was your first actual album.
The Peacemaker was my first
album, right?
Deal, yep.
Album deal, right? What was the process like for that? What, like going from the mixtapes, was the process different making that album from making your mixtapes?
Nah, I kept the same formula, just artists I wanted to work with, artists I've been supporting, running with for years, like Boot Camp.
Prodigy, D12,
Yeah.
Eminem.
Yeah. You know, all that Wu-Tang, all that Busta Rhymes, all that. These are people like, you know, that were rocking with me already for years on the mixtape, you know, network. And then, you know, it just developed, the relationships developed with people and producers, you know, it was just, you know, the album came about, it was all organic, the relationships, everything was already laid out, you know, I just had to, you know, put the pieces together and come up with a real, you know, a real project that was worth everybody's time.
Right. Well, in this era, you know, a lot of producers, a lot of artists, they come together, they email tracks and verses. Like, how was it putting that project together with artists? Were you in the studio with a lot of these artists during that time making that album? Was it more personal,
yeah.
like in the lab?
Yeah, when we did the Peacemaker album, all of that was in the studio. Keep in mind, I had already recorded 50 MCs on three different occasions.
Mm-hmm.
I was a studio rat. I was already a studio rat, living in D&D studios. You know?
Right.
So, yeah, it all came natural, man. It was just like I was already trained for it. That's because of the 50 MC recordings, though.
Right.
Shit that molded me into being more studio driven and more producer vibes, you know.
Right.
Yo, shout out to that Monkey Shoulder in the house.
Right. We got that
Stand
Monkey
my
Shoulder, man. I've been trying to get that bottle for a long time now. I think I'm gonna hold on to that one.
My son Joel's here. Just want to acknowledge him.
Yeah, man. Shout out to his son Joel, man. What's up, man?
We here, you know.
Right.
Let's crack that bottle though. Get some.
Right. Yo, F, let's see if we got some cups over there in the office real quick, please, if you don't mind. We just waiting on our sponsor. She running a little behind today. So what would you say was the craziest studio session out of that album? Like, Nate, one crazy time. Like, what was? Yeah, man. One time, one studio session that you can't forget ever. I know they all memorable, but it got to be one.
Your man played a record earlier.
Right.
The class of '87 record I did
Right.
with Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap and KRS.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I had Kane and KRS were in the studio at the same time to come lay that down, and it was crazy, man.
Oh man.
But Kane was like almost like he was in and out, man. He laid his shit. His shit was like, you know, I guess he had to be for a minute, so he kind of, you know, he just took it. He just knocked it out the park quicker, you know. G-Rap, I think, came in, but he hadn't heard the beat, I think, until that day. So he had, you know, he was writing his rhymes and shit.
Right.
And he ended up staying with me like all night. G-Rap wouldn't leave till he finished, you know.
Right.
He wrote his shit. We were up till like 6, 7 in the morning.
Jesus.
And he finally was like, I'm ready. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he took his time. He wrote some shit, and you know, we started at like whatever midnight. But Kane was in and out, but G-Rap stayed with me the whole night, man. We broke neck. We got twisted too.
Right.
And you know, so that was one story. I mean, there's every song has its story. The Big Pun record. It's a whole
That had
nother
to be
story.
legendary.
It's crazy, you know.
Right.
At that time, we were in his home studio. We bought some gear there, but we recorded that in his crib, you know. And he laid that down over there, and we just spent the whole day in his house. And that was pure entertainment. Like, he was like had his kids boxing, the next door neighbor's kids.
Right.
Had them throwing on boxing gloves.
Right.
They had boxing matches right there.
Wow.
While we just sitting in the crib, he's writing, you know, he's writing his verse or whatever. When they staged like a fake gunfight in the crib, shooting blanks and shit.
Yeah.
You know, people driving out the windows. It's crazy.
Right.
So that's like a whole another session.
And you had Eminem early. You got Eminem on the album early.
Yeah.
How was that experience? D12 as well too, right?
Yeah. That was the first time D12 put something out as D12. That was their premiere.
Right.
But yeah, M was on the 50 MCs too. Like, he did something with me a couple years before that. So, you know, I had already had the relationship going with him and his crew, and yeah, during album time, that was like the last song we did too. And I remember like he had performed the day before. I think he had fell off the stage or something, off some way, and he cracked his ribs, man. It was like he was banged up. So he came to the studio. He had his whole shit wrapped up, and he was banged up. And he could hardly speak, bro. So he gave everything he had to spit that verse for me, you know, because he knew he was leaving New York. He was probably gonna be gone for a minute. But I remember, yeah, and of course, you know, the process of seeing him and Proof work together was incredible. You could see the chemistry and the friendship and the energy between them two was crazy. So, you know, rest in peace to Proof. And of course Bizarre with his crazy ass, you know.
Right.
But that was a good record to make, man. And like I said, you know, every song has a story, you know what I mean?
Right. And you've had almost every top MC on your projects.
Just about, right?
Like, that's crazy. I was looking at your catalog, like, and there's not one person that I can't think of that's on like a top 50 list from any DJ that hasn't been on your project.
Yeah, well, I hadn't worked with Jay or Nas, only two.
Right.
But it's cool. That could happen one day. You know?
Right.
And it's all love. You know, like, I'm cool with them, but
Right.
you want to say like top tier? You know,
Right.
Yeah, we gotta still get a verse from Jay and Nas somewhere down the line.
Wow, but when I talk about top MCs, a lot of them, Jay and Nas always talk about Rakim, talk about Big Daddy Kane, talk about, you know, certain people, and you've had a lot of these artists on your projects, man, and that's big. There's not a lot of DJs who can say the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you look at your catalog, you I could say almost everybody besides, you know, Jay and Nas, and that's a great accomplishment within itself. You understand what I'm saying? And going from your mixtapes, like you used to do actual mixtapes with mixes. Then you had the 50 MCs where you were breaking you know these new artists and the flows and the punchlines was crazy. And then you had your albums. So basically, like, not only were you doing these mixtapes, but you was putting out albums and you was breaking new artists at the same time, man. Like you was doing a little bit of everything. And that's just crazy because, you know, going to a question that I wanted to ask you recently, which ties into a question that I want to ask you. Recently, DJ Drama came out. He was on Drink Champs, and he said, I'm not going to quote him, but he said something along the lines that he's the top mixtape DJ ever. How do you feel about how do you feel about that comment right there?
I mean, he's definitely had his moment. He's top dog for a minute. I think there's a lot of people that had that shine though, like Can't Rule Out Kid Capri, Can't Rule Out Clue, Doo-Wop, myself. Like,
right.
A lot of people sat on that throne, you know.
But
I would say with Drama, like, it could have been maybe one of the last of that caliber, because after that, you know, the game itself took a hit. You know what I mean? And
right.
It's like it just didn't have that flair anymore. But Drama was kind of like the last one.
Right. But when I heard that comment and I read some of the comments on the post, because a couple of people reposted that comment, what I read on the post and kind of made sense was, you can't say you're the best mixtape DJ ever when there were a lot of different mixtapes being made. Like, for example, you, G-Bo, you know, Doo-Wop, y'all were doing real mixtapes with real mixes, right? Mm-hmm. Then you had, you know, people like, you know, like Clue, you know, doing mixes as well too, but breaking artists. Like, there were a lot of different mixtapes. There were DJs who were making actual mixes, like real mixes for people to just listen to. Then there was other DJs putting out mixtapes where they were breaking new artists. And then you had people making mixtape albums, which was different from regular mixtapes, you know, with actual mixing. So when you say you're the greatest mixtape DJ ever, like, do you account for all that, or do you just talk about Gangsta Grills, or do you just talk about, you know, your mixtape albums? Like Like, how do you even say that without throwing in all that into the pot? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, if I'm gonna consider somebody one of the greatest mixtape DJs ever, like I said in my list, I could say you, I could say Jibo, I could say Mr. C, because you guys really did mixtapes. It wasn't just about breaking an artist and saying that there was a mixtape. You guys really did mixtapes, like did mixes. So for me, like I can't really agree with that comment. Not knocking Gangsta Grills, because Gangsta Grills is a great mixtape compilation, but you know, for me, and a lot of people feel as well too in the comments when I was reading it, you gotta add the factor of actually being a mixtape DJ, like doing actual mixes on your tapes. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I guess, you know, it's different now. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, the creative is different. Like, people ain't really checking for scratches like that anymore, or high caliber, you know. People just hearing the music, just listening for the, you know, what's hot and what's, you know, and what feels good. Like, I think some of the creativity is like the stuff you're talking about, people that were more recognized for the creativeness, you know, that kind of like obsolete almost. Like,
but would you say that was an actual mixtape? That's what a mixtape is, right? What's a mixtape to you?
To me, a mixtape is a DJ's expression of how they want to deliver the music. It could be through talking over it, being hyped, talking over it, showcasing production skills, showcasing your actual DJ skills. It's, you know, it's a DJ's presentation of how he, you know, wants music to be heard and played. That's what a mixtape.
Right. So if a DJ put together a tape with just new artists, just breaking new artists with no mixing involved, would that still be considered a mixtape?
Of course. Yeah, there's no, you can't box it in. Like, there's so many levels and chambers of it. Like, you know, somebody does a bunch of freestyles, or some, like you said, breaking new artists, or somebody playing all the new hot shit, or somebody just getting crazy on the turntables, cutting records up, beat juggling, whatever. There's so many layers to it, man, you know? On that note, like, there's a mixtape documentary I've been producing for the last year.
I was gonna get to that. I was gonna get to that. I was gonna get to the 50 MCs. I was gonna get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna break it all down in this film I've been working on the last couple of years. You know, hopefully people have a better understanding as to the term itself.
Right. So what's been the best part of you filming and putting this documentary together?
I mean, you know, without giving out too much, a lot of traveling, you know, I mean, you know, it was like doing the 50 MCs all over again.
Right.
Cameos, you know. Instead of chasing the verses, I'm chasing interviews, trying to get the story. I was in full, you know, interview mode. You know, I was journalist mode. You know, and I wanted to get the story and tell the story and do it justice, because there's a whole wave of us out here that, you know, we did a lot of big things for the music industry as a whole. So this film will tap into that.
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna hear some more Tony Touch cuts. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pop open this Monkey Shoulder bottle, and when we come back, we're gonna get more into the 50 MCs. We're gonna come into this new project that you got going out. You got a sneaker out. We're gonna talk about that. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We got some more stuff with Tony Touch in the building, man. DTFradio.com, The Fix Show, Epidemic. Hit us with something, bro.
Tony Touch, the incredible DJ. The tables turned. Reel it back one time. Okay. Tony Touch. It's so tremendous. Tony Touch.
Yo, I be the mic smoker, Puff Dro with Tony Toka. He be the beat breaker, the masterpiece maker. Making masterpieces, timeless works of art. Some of y'all might be afraid of what lurks in the dark. So by the wave of his hand and by the flick of his wrist, Tone brings things to light at the flick of a switch. Well respected, well connected, from Bushwick to Vegas. B-boy fanatic, dramatic on the crossfaders. All my people that love that real shit, they got love for Tone, cause he make them feel shit. Other DJs like to steal shit, but when we see him, they be frontin' like it's love, knowing damn well they wanna be him. Tying on Indian style, that's what be giving them style. It be the peacemaker, I'm the jewel of the wild. Gang to the star, hold your Glock steady. Word to rock steady, better get your blocks ready.
Tony Touch, the incredible DJ. The tables turned, reel it back one time. Okay, Tony Touch. It's so tremendous. Tony Touch.
Who's sleeping on the pro, creeping on the low, T-O-N to the Y. Fuck with us and watch your fam die. Damn hot, know you want another CD of that hardcore rap shit, we got a degree in that. I majored in lacing fiends, chasing green, staying clean, knowing what it's like to be struggling and creating dreams. Poof, something arises out of nothing and surprises all you weak-minded sideways suckers. You can't deny it, it's like doing a bid and not learning jack shit. Heard my old Tony Touch tape and asked me what was that shit. Niggas got shit backwards, it's drastic. Will the dollar rule or will we rely on plastic? No wax shit, we're gonna rely on the final decisions and mad revisions for all rivals. I will always be the brother you can relate to. Guru, Premier, my man Tone, the peacemaker.
Tony Touch, the incredible DJ. The tables turned, reel it back one time. Okay, Tony Touch. It's so tremendous. Tony Touch.
Great, I'm taking straight. Right. Yeah. Shout out to DJ Tony Touch in the building. We appreciate this Monkey Shoulder drink. It's smooth, man. I've been dying to drink this right here, man. This is great.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Monkey Shoulder, baby. Get on it, everyone.
Shout out to Monkey Shoulder, man. I'm gonna have to order a couple bottles of these joints, man. Yeah. So, coming to present time, man, you just did a little not little. You just did a huge project with Ewing Athletics. You just got your first sneaker.
Yes, sir.
Is this your first actual sneaker?
Absolutely,
your
man.
first.
Yes, sir. Thanks for making that happen, man. And setting up the intros and all that, man.
Appreciate it, man. It's all good, man. How did you feel? How did you feel? Like I know the process. It was a little long. We started in 2019, right? The process was a little long because of COVID and certain things didn't happen that we wanted to happen. But what was it like? Like in your mind, you was about to have your own sneaker. How was that?
It's humbling, man. Anything that comes my way, anything like on this level, like it's humbling to me, man. You know, because just the opportunities, it's blessings, on top of blessings,
Right.
And that's real. You put God first in your life, and anything can happen. And good things will continue. Gonna keep happening. And just got just gotta walk the line and stay humble and stay hungry at the same time. Right. You gotta get it. Stay hungry and humble. That's my thing.
Right. So you got a documentary out. You got the sneakers out. Yeah. You got anything else in the works besides those two things right now?
There's an album coming out. This is the soundtrack to the film.
Okay.
That's going to blow everybody's mind away.
Right.
Hip hop album I produced. It's already done, turned in.
Fully produced. You produced all the beats.
Yeah. I overseen it all.
Okay.
It's on some 50 MC style.
Okay.
Shit, but without giving out too much,
Mm-hmm.
It's the formula, 50 MC formula, but with a twist, and of course, that's kind of tied into the film. So that's happening. Also working on this house album, this house project with Louis Vega. Me and Louis putting something out.
Dope.
For you house heads out there. I love all music, man. House, reggae.
Right.
Reggaeton. I'm working on the Reggaeton doc as well right now, and of course, the history with all the
Reggaeton.
With the Reggaeton albums, I tap into all of it, and yeah, man, I just love music.
Nah, I see it, man. Just watching you spin, man. You know, doing the Toca Tuesdays, man. Doing the Funk Box.
Yeah.
You know, just watching you spin, man. Like I feel, you know, I feel like I'm still a fan, even though I'm around you every now and then. I'm still a fan, man. I can still watch you from beginning to end, man. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's a lesson. The way you just the way you are. You know what I'm saying? I watch you work the room, talk to people, you know, drink with people, you know what I'm saying, have conversations with people. You're not one of those Hollywood DJs that you can't have a conversation with. I've literally seen you talk to almost everybody in the room, man, and still go do what you love and give it the same energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's such a great quality within a person. You know what I'm saying? A lot of DJs are not as humble as you. And I can say that because I've been a part of that humbleness. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done opened up so many doors for me, you know, putting me to open up for Charlie Chase, you know what I'm saying? Putting me to open up for Eric Sherman and you know, Mathematics, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many different people, you know, Red Alert, opening up for you, for doo-wop, you know what I'm saying? Like I would have never thought, being around you, that I would actually be working with people that I grew up listening to. Like, I would have never imagined buying a Tony Touch mixtape and then years later working with Tony Touch. Like that was just a real special thing for me. You know what I'm saying? And
I feel the same way working with all the artists I've, you know,
right.
To. Even Red Alert, like you said, like I'm still like a fan.
Right.
You gotta be a fan first.
Yeah, I'm a fan always, man.
Just like to, you know, to be able to like stand with this music thing, like, you know, you gotta be a fan first. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love what you do and love the music, and then, you know. But yeah, of course, like other DJs, artists, I'm the same way, man. Like, I'm still in awe, like guys like Red Alert and Charlie Chase, and just, you know, knowing their history. I still be like fanning out, you know.
Right. But you know, even with everything that you do, man, you're also a great supporter. I could attest to that as well too. I don't know if you remember this, but you was at my first 1 year anniversary of this show at Joe Lee's. I remember you came. You couldn't come for the whole thing, but you came for like 15, 20 minutes. Like, yo, I just came to say what's up and congratulate you. I don't know if you remember that, but I got pictures of that. And you came through. It was in Joe Lee's on 9th Street, across the street from the precinct. You know what I'm saying? That was my first 1 year anniversary of this show. You came, you supported. You know, you've always been a great supporter of the block parties in the Lower East Side that I've done. You know, you came through, spin. I remember we did a Puerto Rican, you know, we did something for the Puerto Rico relief in the Lower East Side where I invited you through. You did a set, you brought some stuff. Wow. You remember that?
Yeah, in the Lower East Side, we did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Cool things.
Yeah. We did a couple things, man. So you're also a great supporter, man. Like I said, man, I tip my hat off to you, man, and I appreciate everything you've done for me, all the opportunities you done, you know, presented me with, man. You're a great person to be around, man, and I just gotta say thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart, man.
You're talented, yo. You guys, you know, you're skilled, talented. I always told you that, you know, I've always admired, you know, your skill set, and you know, just keep rocking, be, you know, with you, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Epidemic, what's up, man? You got a question for DJ Tony Touch? We got him in the building, man. What's up?
Shoot. I remember when you had Sutra. That's when I first started DJing in the Lower East Side. I was at Carmen Lounge on a Thursday, and that was actually my first ever weekly party that I ever had as a DJ. Me stepping into being a DJ and a promoter. And I remember when my other DJs used to come, I used to run down the block and listen outside to see what y'all was playing, because at that point I was still learning stuff that I was missing in my set and different stuff. Then fast forward, before they shut down, what's that spot they shut down in Meatpacking District? Cielo. Mike Hands, he did an album release party, and he had me DJ the first half of it, and that was like my first thing. I was like, okay, cool, it's Toca Tuesday. Listen, and I was like, then I remember I was like, yo, I stand outside listening to what they playing and watching everybody going in and out. And now, you know, that was my first experience after Sutra and Toca Tuesdays. and actually being able to touch the same set that the DJs at Toka Tuesday touch.
And so you played, that was at Cielo.
Yeah, that was the last party I did at Cielo.
I remember that party.
That was the last party. I remember Phantom the Beat was there. There was a lot of people out there. There was a lot of history in that building that night. And what was so crazy was I remember when I was in college, I was telling everybody about these same exact people and teaching them in Parsons in the new school about hip hop because they fully didn't understand the culture.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. It's crazy at Cielo. The 3 best times at Cielo was, and again, Tony always looked out for me, making sure I was in the cut. Was when Usher was there and we was in the cut. You was on the opposite side of Usher. We was drinking. I got a picture. You don't even know we got a picture. Usher was in there. He had a green shirt on, a green something on. You know what I'm saying? I got the picture. Jazzy Jeff and Swiss Beats.
Dope.
Those were the 3 legendary days where Tony Touch made sure I was in that DJ booth. You know what I'm saying? But that Usher one was crazy. Like, I was like, damn, Usher right there. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's like I say, I'm a fan, and it's like, you know, I grew up playing these people music, and to be around them, it's like, it's crazy, man. And you know, Tony never switched up on me ever, man. No matter who was in the building, man, he always made sure I was good. You know what I'm saying? Right. So going back, let's go back to the 50 MCs. What was different about those three compilations than everything else that you did? What was the difference between, you know, of course, breaking artists and having the newest artists there, but what was it different from doing the Peacemaker and doing your regular mixtapes?
Yeah, of course, I didn't have to do no paperwork. All street shit.
Right.
No clearances, nothing. Just put it up, put it out. You know.
Right.
That's the big difference. But the formulas are the same.
What? How did you come up with that concept, though?
Well, it was my 50th mixtape. I was up. You said before you like number 48.
Right.
So when I got up to number 50, that's.
So that was part of. Oh, and you called it the 50 MC.
I called the 50th tape 50 MC.
I didn't know it was part of that.
Yeah,
I thought it was something different.
It was part of the whole number. I'm up to 118 right now.
So it was okay. I thought it was different. Like it was. You just kept going with it. Right. Right.
So it was the 50th tape.
Look at that. I learned something new.
And of course, you know, a few months before that, Doo-Wop had dropped 95 Live. You know, that was
classic.
Like, that inspired the tape also. You know, like the whole thing. But it's funny because yesterday makes 25-year anniversary. Somebody had noted when I dropped it, it was March 16th, 50 MCs in '96. So yesterday was the 25-year anniversary of that.
Wow. Shout out to Lifted Tees who's in the building, Taz. She is here. She is our official sponsor. We got a gift for you, Tony, and you gotta taste this, man. You definitely gotta taste this. You know what I'm saying? Nice little gift for you. See the packaging. You know what I'm saying? Which one is this? Is this infused or not? Okay, so we got it infused. You know what I'm saying? You gotta taste it. You can't leave without tasting it, man. You gotta taste it. You know what I'm saying? She's been our sponsor for almost 2 years now. Everybody loves her drinks, man. It's 3 years? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So she almost 3 years. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take a swig of that, man. I'm gonna try to did I give Tony one of these before? At Toka Tuesdays. Yeah, I think I gave you. I think that was like a year or two ago. Yeah, that's when things was open, man. Which one is it infused? That one, right? Okay, so that we're gonna see how that one.
The other one is regular.
The other one's regular.
I can smell it.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
All right, we have to send you a little package in the mail, man. Something for the crib, man.
Is this for me or what's
that's for you, man. That's all for you, man.
Oh,
So-
man, thank you so much.
So 50 MCs, Peacemaker, and then you went to your roots, man. Reggaetoni album, man. What's up? What was that process like?
When I dropped 50 MCs in '96, I had also put out a mixtape called Guata Uba, which was the same formula. You know, we did it all free, you know, a bunch of freestyles, and you know, I had a few artists from the States, like I think KRS did something for that for me, Greg Nice, Mad Lion, you know.
Right.
And then the Guatauba thing. Actually, the first thing I did in the reggaeton stuff was, I mean, it really goes way back for me for it, but I don't know if you remember DJ Negro and Vico C. DJ Negro is like one of the.
I ain't gonna lie, no, and I didn't hear that album, that mixtape.
The mixtapes that he put out, they were called The Noise.
Okay.
It was like a series, The Noise, Volume 1, Volume
Right.
2. I participated in those.
Okay.
And this we're talking like 1993, 92. You know, Puerto Rico was like not really all reggaeton out yet. There was still a lot of Spanish hip hop, you know, but the reggaeton was being born around this time, you know, and I was flying out there to PR with like all these Panamanian cats that were putting out all the Spanish reggae at the time. We're
Right.
talking like 91, 92. So I was an advocate and helping book artists in PR, because I worked at a record store. I had the contacts at like VP Records.
Right.
I was like connecting all the dots with like the Panamanians and the Jamaicans and the Spanish shit, and then it just became what it is today, you know. But the Reggaetoni album, yeah, that wasn't my first, you know, I would say my first project that was like hands-on like that was Guatauba in 96.
I never heard that one. I gotta hear that.
Yeah,
one.
like Daddy Yankee.
I'm gonna have to get your whole catalog. I'm gonna have to get your USB.
I mean, we're talking like early Daddy Yankee,
Right.
Michael Manuel, Don't Chesina, like throwback heads
Right.
from, you know, Evie Queen, like, you know, the originals. you
Right.
know. But the Reggaetoni album, it just somebody put it in my ear. They worked at EMI Latin. They approached me on it, and we banged it out. We had, you know, we did it more like a hip hop and reggae album. I called it Reggaetoni, but it was like a little bit of everything, you know.
And that one went up to 3-2, right?
I
You
only
had-
did two of those.
That only did 2. But you had Peacemaker did 3, 50 MCs did 3.
Yeah, I gotta do the third Reggaetoni now. That's coming.
And I think I didn't get to hear the whole project, but I heard parts of the mic deconstruction.
Oh, the mic. I was just looking at that tape today. Mic.
Isn't it mic deconstruction?
Huh? Mic Destruction. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
But that was
Heard
like
part of that.
That was an album where, you know, a company licensed a bunch of records and
Right.
I mixed them together.
Okay.
But it was sold like an album. I did a few of those actually.
So that was like an album deal.
No, it was like an album deal, a one-off deal. Like I got paid to mix these records that the company licensed.
Mm-hmm.
I had certain say, like I was able to pick certain records,
Right.
but then they had to go license the records.
Okay.
So Mic Destruction was one of those projects. I did another one. I did like 2 or 3 of those. I can't even remember right now.
I gotta get your USB. I gotta get your USB.
Yeah, everybody gotta get the USB.
How much for your USB, man? How much for the USB, Tony?
The USBs, well, I mean, you know, for the whole collection, they're different prices. Like I got the hip hop USB, I got the reggae, I got.
You got
the
an
R&B.
ultimate collection with everything in it?
Nah, I just
Not
I
yet?
sell them all individually.
Okay.
I guess, you know, it'd be nice to put them all on one, but you know, people just collect the whole. You know, I got one that's like freestyle,
Right.
house music, reggae. You know.
My joints was really all the hip hop joints. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my last one was 48.
That one goes for $1 right now on my
Right.
website.
Right, that's dope. I'm definitely
$100.
going.
It's like less than $1 a ticket. I got over 130 tapes on it.
I want to get one in person so you can autograph it in small letters. However you gonna do it on that USB. I don't care if you mess up, but as long as you try, I'm good.
Yo, whatever's clever, yo.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
I'm looking for the name of that album. Yeah, Mic Destruction.
I thought it was deconstruction.
No, it's close.
Okay.
No, because I did another one called Reconstruction.
Okay.
That was the album I did.
Right.
That was me just rapping on it.
Right. But I think going back, I think one of your biggest songs, correct me if I'm wrong. What wasn't it the single with you and Sean Paul?
That was a big record. It wasn't probably my biggest
Video, all that,
We
right?
didn't get to do a video.
You didn't do a video to it? You did a video to.
I remixed it with Mr. Vegas for the video. See, I did a video for the D-Mello record, and then in the middle of the video, we
could've
changed the
sworn-
record, and then it went into the
Okay.
Mr. Vegas, but he's rhyming on the same beat Sean Paul did.
Right.
I was originally gonna put out, I got like 4 other different versions of that record with the same beat, because that's how they do in Jamaica. You know, they take one beat and
Like a rhythm. It's a rhythm.
So I had a rhythm. Sean Paul was the first one, but Atlantic Records wouldn't let me do a video. They didn't clear it.
Shout out to Amp the Champ, man. He's here.
It is what it is. Tito Puente Jr.
Yeah, man. Who else we got? We got a couple people who came in here today, man. Let's get some monkey shoulder to Taz. It's only right. Let's switch drinks, man. We're gonna give you a little shot of this, man. Hold on.
What are you looking at? The gram right now?
Little shot. Yeah, I'm on my Instagram.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this is Tony's drink right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Monkey shoulder.
Yeah, hit that.
All right. We're gonna get,
You want it
fucked
here?
up over here. Hold on.
You gotta put it.
Right.
You don't got another cup. You gotta do this. You can't touch this with no rum punch.
Nah, I touched this straight. We straight over here. That's my drinking partner right there, Tony. She a
Want me to
thug.
put some in here?
She a thug. Nah, she a thug. She a thug. She a thug, man.
Where's your drink? Oh,
She a
alright,
thug,
what's
man.
This? Oh, all right. No, I'm good. I'm good on the rum punch.
It's light. It's just, you know.
I'm already drinking this infused.
You got a couple things going on.
Oh, man.
This will put me over the top.
Oh man. Last thing I want to kind of like bring up is the power ciphers.
Power Cypher.
Power ciphers dope.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk about that, man.
That's the 50 MCs. The same thing.
Wow, like that's confusing though. Like you
Yeah,
had
the reason
so
I say power ciphers because if you follow mathematics at like 5%,
right?
It's like 5% talk. Power representing the 5, cipher
Right.
representing the 0, and that name was like I was just calling it the 50 MCs tape 50. But as I was recording with different people that were like, God Body and stuff like that, people that were more 5% and stuff, they would always be like, oh, this Power Cypher, okay. We're like, it just kept, the word kept coming up, so I ran with it. So it's like the subtitle, but it's 50 MCs, Powers, it's like they're both it's the same thing.
But it's like I kind of learned something new because this whole time, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm probably looking real stupid right now, but this whole time I'm thinking the Peacemaker, the 50 MCs are all different. Power Cypher is all different, but it's really all in the same. I thought they were just different compilations.
Different projects, yeah.
Right, I thought they were all different.
Confusing, yeah. 50 MCs and Power Cypher is the same. It's the same project.
Okay, so see now I got it right. Now I learned something today.
So I got Power Cypher Part 1, Part 2, Part 3.
Right. Because even when I was doing the research, it's coming up as if they were compilations, like the way your write-ups are online.
Oh,
It's like they're compilations, like Reggaeton 1 and 2.
Oh,
the
like
Peacemaker
they
1,
would
2,
review
3.
like albums.
Right. So when you go into your discography, you know what I'm saying?
They got it listed like it's an
it's listed all like you had multiple projects that had compilations. It makes it seem like you had 7 different compilations in your career. You know what I'm saying? But you're saying they were all in the same line of Tony Touch 1 through 50 going on, and you're up to what right now?
118.
118 mixtapes.
I was gonna stop at 100.
Damn.
I was gonna stop at 100, but every couple months I just get the bug, and I just feel like there's a lot of dope underground hip hop right now that people are sleeping on, shit that's not getting heard.
Right.
I'm an advocate in pushing that music because
Right.
there's so much like dope new non-commercial hip hop. I mean,
Right.
artists like Nems or Mayhem Loren or
Right.
even guys like Etho and real lyricists out there spitting bars and the beats are knocking. Shout out to Premier and Alchemist and guys, Ninth Wonder, people dropping heat. but it ain't gonna be on the radio. And you got to
Right.
dig for it.
That's why.
So every couple of months, I put together a mixtape. I still do them. You catch them on my SoundCloud,
Right.
catch it on my Mixcloud, or if you buy the USB, you continue to stay up to date
Right.
with
Right.
all the new ones. So
Nah, it's dope.
that's
It's
what it
dope,
is.
man. It's dope, man. You've had these mixtapes, and you've created one of the best parties ever. Toca Tuesdays, man.
Wow, man.
What was that? What was that like coming up with Toca Tuesdays? What was the first Toca Tuesdays? How did you come up with that? Like what was going on in your life that you was like, okay, Toca Tuesdays, we gonna start this, and 10 years later,
Yeah. No, there's a lot of layers to it. I mean, first layer would be I had a Toca Tuesday party at the Latin Quarters back in, like late 90s. You know what I mean? Like early 2000s was had something at the LQs. We started a Toca Tuesdays. Fast forward, the radio station, Sirius XM, when Eminem and Paul, they got their deal at the station over there, they approached me on doing a Tuesday, and of course the name came up, Toca Tuesday.
of course.
I had suggested that when they told me it was a Tuesday. I said, yo, Toca Tuesday. I had a party called
Right.
that. Oh, so we ran with that. And then like 2 or 3 years later, I restarted the Toca Tuesday party at Sutra.
Legendary.
And then, and the reason why that party really took off, I would have to say because of the team that was involved. And rest in peace to Voodoo Ray. who was
Rest in
my
peace,
brother,
Voodoo Ray, man. Great guy,
who
man.
helped me like take that party and get it, take it to where it needed to be. And Danny Castro from Lyricist Lounge.
Shout out to Danny Castro.
And them two had already had like a Tuesday party going a couple years before that. I think it was Tasty Tuesdays or something. I can't remember. Sweet Tooth Tuesday. At a spot called Manhattan. I don't know if you remember that Manhattan on Bowery and shit.
No, I don't remember that.
And
I ain't
so
gonna
they
say
had-
he
they
lie
had a-
like I do, but I
They had
don't.
a Sweet Tooth
And Neck of the Woods,
Tuesday.
you don't know?
Nah, I ain't know that one.
That was like on 3rd and like Bowery.
Nah, I ain't know that one. I ain't know that one.
This is like 2005.
I'm only gonna be
2006.
40 in May, man. That's all.
You a young head.
Yeah, man. I'm only gonna be 40, man.
Yo, so they had a Tuesday party going, and we just formed Voltron. And again, man, it's I say teamwork is what makes everything.
10 years later, still rocking, man.
Yeah, the brand's pop is still we on not 12 years. I mean, for the last year, it's been
12,
all
right,
virtual.
right.
We started in 08. This October will make 13 years that party.
Right.
And 13 years for the Funk Box too. Again, Voodoo Ray, rest in peace. We started that.
It's crazy, man. Sutra, the first person you had me open up for in Sutra was Talib Kweli.
Wow.
That's the first person you had me DJ for in Sutra.
Right.
That was a long time ago.
Talib Kweli, yeah.
Yeah.
He's still DJing, doing this thing. She got a book out right now. Shout out to Talib.
Right.
Been working with Talib since, 50 MCs back in,
Right.
I've known Talib since like 96, 97, probably. I don't know Talib a long time right now. He's doing great things.
Right.
Yeah, shout out to
He
him.
can
man.
spin too.
Yeah, he's keeps getting better and better. We did
Right.
a stream a few months ago. We did a virtual thing, and Planet Asia came through, and yeah, man, you've worked with
Right.
a lot of greats,
Right,
man.
right,
You
man.
know,
That's all because of you, Tony, man. That's
worked
all.
with a lot of
That,
greats.
that's
No,
all.
but I seen you hustle on your own. You're doing out there. I see you with Flex and these guys doing your own thing. So, salute to you, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. You're one of the guys that motivates me and inspires me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's so much, man. There's so much to Tony. Like, I even wanted to talk to you about the streaming thing. You've been streaming before streaming was even popular, man.
I wasn't really. No.
But you was doing the Be Real thing before COVID. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, man. Let's talk facts, Tony. Come on, man.
Yeah, you know what?
Come on, man. Nobody was really streaming like that. Come on, I'm saying the truth now. I know about that.
Shout out to Be Real TV. That's right. When we were at Sutra, we would stream.
Come on,
party
man.
live.
I know about this. I know that.
Damn, that's true,
Right. So I mean, did you convert over to streaming faster than you thought, or what was it just
that was over 10 years ago, right?
Right. So how was it? How was it dealing with this pandemic, streaming your sets Was it the same as doing it in Sutra? Did you have to do some extra stuff? Like how was?
It was more productive. It was a little bit of that. You know, I was seasoned already, kind of ready for it, which is why I think the Zoom room. Like I was the first one to set off the Zoom room. You know, you had D Nice set off the party vibe and do the whole DJ thing first.
But the Zoom room.
Gram, and then I seen that and I was
But
like,
Zoom, you took it to a different
I was
level.
like, how can I add on to this? And then Zoom, I did the Gram and the Zoom room.
Me and Don Juan was talking about that. My barber, Don Juan, Lower East
Don
Side.
Juan, yeah.
We was talking about that.
Don Juan, he'd be in there like
Right.
every week, man.
Right.
And it's great because it's similar to the Be Real TV program we had back in the day. We would have 8 windows open of different people.
Right.
People smoking, people drinking, everybody chatting. It was the Zoom like 12 years ago.
Right.
And then that program was like, I don't know, like something happened that they didn't have the program anymore. So it disappeared for a minute. So when I seen somebody else doing the Zoom thing, I was like, oh, this is everything right now.
But it took time, right? It took time for you to build that as well too? Or was it one
Zoom
shot
room
to
hit,
everybody?
The Zoom room hit as soon as the pandemic and everybody the world went crazy.
Right.
You know, people were like, because you know me, I'm texting and emailing every week where the party's at. So now I'm like, yo, log on to Zoom. That's where we're gonna be at.
It's crazy. We had Red Alert on the show through the pandemic, but virtual.
Yeah.
And Red Alert was talking about how he was doing his mixes on Ustream years ago, before anybody was really streaming anything. He was talking about that. That was an interesting conversation. Yeah, that was an interesting conversation.
Free with the Periscope.
Yeah, Periscope. But Ustream was before.
It was Ustream. It was Ustream and Mogulus at the time.
That was a long time ago, Tony. Wow. That was a long time ago. So we had that.
Yeah, it's been out there. The technology's been there. Thank God it was, because when this pandemic hit, it saved a lot of us. A lot of people, were able to, stay sane and hear music and connect with other people.
The live stream.
Because of these things,
the live stream never worked for me. I tried it. It didn't work for me. I don't think everything works for every DJ. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta find your own niche. You know what I'm saying? But through it all, you even continue to do your thing with the originals. You are part of the originals. You, Stretch Armstrong, Rich Medina, Clark Kent, D Nice.
Word.
How was that, man? Dealing with this pandemic, being able to continue to work with your brothers and do the originals.
Yeah, we would do the
online
stream every now and then on D's page, but all the credit goes to D Nice for what he did and how many people he inspired. And making history, because he already had a great network of people that he was working with. He was already tapped in with like doing shows with the Obamas.
Right.
He was just Dave Chappelle and all that good stuff. And so when the pandemic hit, he got to flex his star power on the stream network. You see everybody checking in. Yo, it's me. It's Dave Chappelle. Whatever.
Right.
And they're on his IG during the stream. It's like these are his people. So.
Right.
People really got to see that, and we happy for our brother D, and all of us. We've come together a few times doing great things. Rich Medina's doing great things.
Right.
He put Twitch on.
That's
the
the
map.
homie right there. Right.
He put Twitch on the map.
Right.
Rich Medina, and of course, shout out to Stretch Armstrong, who's he's congratulations to him and his lady. They have a newborn right now.
Oh, salute to you.
So and Stretch is still does great things.
Yeah,
between,
great DJ.
The films that he's worked on, and
Right.
he's the one that plugged me in for this documentary for the mixtape ones.
Right.
We all just vibe off each other and do what we can to help each other out and support each other.
I'm happy I was around you guys 2013, 14, 15, early days for me. You know what I'm saying? I was around the originals.
We'll be back.
Right. And I think the last thing I did with Stretch was a show with him and Fat Joe in the Hamptons. That was in 2016.
Wow.
Me, Stretch, I opened up, Stretch closed out, Fat Joe performed afterwards. That was a private event. Somebody hired them to do that. That was the last time I ever saw Stretch live in person.
Right, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Man. We'll be back though.
Right. But I appreciate your time, man. Like I had so many things in my brain, but because I was a little nervous today having you here, man, like I was a little random with it, man. But you know, it's because I'm still a fan, man, and there's so much to Tony Touch, man. That
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Maybe you'll answer this one out here, but what would you say changed between the reggaeton back then when you started in the 90s to what it is now? Like, what's the
It's got a more digital sound to it. It's more
was the bass beat still the same?
It's incorporated. Yeah, it's always dembo. Okay. Dembo is that's the Shabba Rank. You know.
Gotcha.
That's the beat. The dembo.
We just heard it late.
That's the dembo rhythm, and it's just they just recreated it, updated it, rejuvenated it, put a bunch of instruments over it, and you know, it sounds very crispy, clean now, and you know, shout out to a lot of the guys still make it sound great, like J Balvin,
right,
and those guys in Bad Bunny, taking it to like the next level. Of course, I'm like from the sound of like the analog, the old school.
Right.
I like that gritty, grimy, analog sounding audio, but you know, it's developed, I think, quite nicely still. You know, and it's definitely different though. Definitely different, you know.
I know you got to go. If you could just answer these two questions really quick. How were the original team put together, and will there be another 50 MCs project coming out?
There's a 50 MC project coming out, but it's not called the 50 MCs.
Okay.
It will be an album dropping that ties into the mixtape documentary.
Right.
That's gonna drop this year. But it's 50 MC style. That's happening. What was the other question? The originals?
How was that team put together?
Oh, the team was put together back in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, October, right after Hurricane Sandy. So what happened was there was a benefit that we did at Santos Party House.
Classic.
Stretch Armstrong was this agency, you know, connected with him and was like, yo, we want to do this thing. We want to raise money for, you know, these families in New York and try to like help people out. Hurricane Sandy banged everybody up. So Stretch reached out to all of us, you know, D-Nice, me, Clark, Rich, and he also reached out to Q-Tip. Q-Tip was also there. Most Def was there. He performed. So that was our first party. It was crazy. And that was at Santos Party House. And then the club was so just open on it. They was just like, yo, would you guys be down to do this once a month? And I was already doing parties there, like Funk Box and shit. Q-Tip was there, but he already had like a Friday thing I think he was doing at the moment. So he couldn't tap in with us monthly because he already had his weekly shit going. So we was like, Clark Kent, we was like, yeah, we'll, you know, I asked all the girls, said, yeah, we'll do it. So that's how it became the 5, the D-Nice, Rich, Stretch, Clark, and me. It all came from that event that we did for the victims of Hurricane Sandy, you know. And we just had such a great time together, man. The vibe was dope. And you know, 8.5, you know, years later, we still rocking together and we developed a great friendship. Like, I could show you my phone, like, the group chat goes back years. Like,
wow.
Just randomly, every day we talk about something. Just like regular, it could be life shit, it could be bullshit, God jokes, whatever. Like, we just keep stay in sync with each other, you know. And
that's dope.
Yeah, it's a real brotherhood, man, and it goes beyond the music.
That's dope, man. And I you know, before you leave, and we're gonna take a quick picture outside before you leave, man. I just really, man, I can't say it enough, man. Thank you for having me a part of your career, your history, your movement.
Thank you,
man.
Man.
Your Tuesdays, everything, man. Like, it's been such an experience, man. I talk highly of you all the time. Right. Oh, he brought him. Right. He brought him, man. Woo!
I wear them every day right now.
Yeah, this is the shoe, man. Yo, this is 2 years in the making, right, Tony? This
Put
is
it in front of the thing.
This is 2 years.
Well, they were supposed to drop last year because last year was the
anniversary,
20-year anniversary of the album.
Right.
but they came out this year, just 20 years and 9 months later, or whatever.
You think
Yeah,
we
I'm
should?
happy though. Thank you, man.
You think we should? You think like maybe in the summer we should drop the original design?
Maybe we gotta sell these first.
No, I'm talking about like the picture, like give a little.
Oh yeah,
a
we
little-
could do it. Hopefully we'll even get a run of them, maybe, right? I don't know.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. But it was a great thing working with you on that project, Tony.
Thank
Man,
you,
thank you.
man.
That was my first official project with
Yeah.
Ewing Athletics, and it could not have been with anybody better than Tony Touch,
we
man.
killed it, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
The buzz is strong. Everybody,
Right.
people hitting me up, sending me pictures, tagging
Right.
me. Like, thank you to everybody out there who going out there and supporting.
Premier had it. I was like, wow, Premier, man.
Premier, yeah. Well, he produced the fucking song
Right,
for the piece, man.
right.
I had to send Primo. And,
Right.
certain people that it's important that they have. Of course, my crew, the original
Right.
Clark Kent. Sleep
Right.
ahead.
Right.
Had-
What he said about it? Say the truth. What he said?
Well,
What
he
he
loved
said?
it. He thought they were
Right.
hot. He
Right.
posted them right away as soon as he got them.
And we got the shirt. We got the shirt out. Peacemaker shirt. Ewing with Ewing in the middle.
Got to get the combo. Everyone.
Right. Gotta get the combo, man. All right, man. That's our time. DTF Radio, The Fix Show. Tony Touch, thank you for your time, man. I know your time is precious out there, man. I appreciate you. Shout out to your son, man. He look just like you, man. We're gonna chop it up outside. We're gonna take a quick flick. DJ Epidemic, hit us with a little music on the walkout. Taz, we appreciate you and the gift for Tony Touch. I know he liked to drink. We're gonna have to send him another package, right, Tony? We're gonna have to send you something. Pete Rock liked it. We sent it to Pete Rock. Pete Rock liked it. He liked it. We're gonna have to send him something too. But shout out to everybody, man. That's our time. DTFradio.com. Next week, we got Donnell Jones on the show. Next week, Donnell Jones. Crazy. We out of here. Epidemic.
This out.
I don't know. Oh,
It's the other guy that needed the help.
who was the other guy? I forgot his name.
DJ B Hype.
Oh yeah.
He's new to the station. He's on another show on I believe on Sundays.
Okay.
And so everything worked
How
out
you
good
going,
for
love?
him.
This is rum punch. Rum tea punch is very smooth, very
Rum
strong.
tea punch?
Yeah, everything is mixed with tea. Basically to calm the alcohol down.
Like tea, like
Actual tea is like.
What are
a
you
whole
using? Green
bag.
tea?
Some are green tea, but this
That's
one's
what that
herbal.
tastes.
This is a herbal
tea.
pineapple.
Let's stop the recording. They stopped the recording and stuff. I didn't do that yet.
We'll figure it out later.